Hi everyone, today I'm going to talk you through some makeup products that I did not get on with, that I don't really like and that I am going to get rid of. Now I want to put at the very start of this video, like everybody does, that makeup is very personal, skin type is very personal, and so just because I don't like these products, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're bad products or that other people won't like them. Just putting that out there. Let's get started. First, I have this foundation stick from Revolution Makeup. This is in, what shade is this? F2. These are very affordable, like all Revolution makeup is. But the problem I found with this is it was very, very emollient, and I expected it to be quite full coverage, being a stick foundation. But when I blended it out, it actually blended out into not very much coverage at all. Plus it felt kind of greasy on my skin, and yet also drying, and I'm pretty sure it also broke me out, so not one that I'm a fan of. Another stick, this definitely is a personal thing. This is a contour stick from C.Y.O, and I really wish I could get along with this. This is the medium dark. There is a lighter one as well, and you'd think with my skin tone that I'd go for the lighter one, but the medium dark has a much better undertone, in my opinion, for a sort of hybrid contouring and bronzing product. The formula of this is actually very nice to work with. It's quite sheer, so even though I've got the darker one, it works fine for a paler skin tone, and it blends out really nicely. It has a bit of a sheen to it, but this makes me break out as well. And you know, it's not like I've just tried it once and gone, oh, I've got a spot, maybe it was a contour stick. I have tried this so many times. I've tried it, stopped using it, tried it, broken out, stopped using it, tried it, broken out, stopped using it, and I've given this a fair shot, and there's just something in it that doesn't agree with me personally, but other than that, it is quite nice. So I thought I might see if my mum wants to try it, because sometimes I give her products that just don't go well with my skin type. I try them, I break out, and I say, Mum, do you want it? Because her skin's obviously very different to mine, and she gets on with a lot of products that I end up rejecting and giving to her. So maybe she'll try it and maybe she'll like it. Another product, Bourjois Sculpt Light Strobing Highlighter. This is a bit weird. It's like not, in my opinion, really a highlight that you would put on top of makeup, because it's just not intense enough. It's more like a base that you would put on underneath makeup to give yourself something highlighted to start with, and then you can build upon that so that you get a nice sheen coming through your makeup. I think that's more of the idea, because it's just not glowy enough to put on top. My problem is this is weirdly patchy. I don't know if you can see, but there's like a weird chunk of like glitter here that I don't know if I can try and blend it out. I don't know, it's kind of just stuck there now. It is a little glittery, and it's also really drying. Like, I like illuminating bases to usually also be hydrating. Obviously, if you have oily skin, you might want something like this, which is illuminating through containing glitter particles rather than through leaving more of a dewy sheen. But I just find this so drying and so, I honestly don't know if you can see on camera how weirdly patchily glittery that is. Maybe you can't, you'll just have to take my word for it. Another glittery thing that I'm not a big fan of is this Milani Baked Bronzer. Now, I love the Milani blushes, like Luminosa is obviously a classic, and I've got a couple of other shades of that blush as well. This is in, what's this, Dolce number 9, and it's glittery. It's also quite orange, that's just the shade though, but the actual amount of glitter in this is, it's not enough glitter to create a sheen. It's enough glitter that it's like dispersed apart so that you can actually see all the individual glitter particles. Again, I'm not sure if it's something that is going to show up on camera, but you can see actually in the packet that it has these sort of ribbons of gold running through it, and you know, just glitter and bronzer is not a thing I'm a fan of, and that's about that really. More glitter. There's a big theme here. I don't like products that have random glitter. This is the Maybelline Master Holographic. Now, I have some of the other Maybelline sort of strobing highlights, and they're great, But this one is again, it's glitter. And if you can see how like powdery, I've just rubbed my finger in it and it's so powdery and white. And then when you apply it on the hand, oh, dust just went everywhere. Again, it still looks white. Oh, try and rub that in. And then what you're left with is a sort of patchy, white, glittery, pink shift holographic situation that just, in my opinion, is not attractive. It doesn't look good and it's not worth buying. More glitter. Bourjois. It's the second Bourjois product I realised, and I do actually like a lot of Bourjois products. I just included one in my March favourites. But this powder, I didn't buy it in person, I bought it online thinking it was going to be an illuminating setting powder, and wow, a lot has come through the sifter while it's been sat in that box. But I don't know if you can see, this powder is pink. This is the Poudre de Java Bourjois powder, and I really did think it was going to be an illuminating setting powder, something you could use under the eyes, maybe, you know, something like, you know, there's Hourglass, you've got like the dim light, other lighting powders, which are not highlights, although they do also make highlights, but they're not highlights, they're just powders that have a bit of glow to them, and they look really nice on the face and look, you know, less matte and flat than most other powders do. And I thought this might be something similar, but no, it's pink, and again, it is glittery. It's so glittery. I don't know if you can, again, a lot of this glitter might not pick up very well on camera, but it is really glittery. It's pink, it's glittery, it's definitely not glittery enough to be a highlight, it's definitely a setting powder, but I have no idea how you are supposed to make use of this in any practical way, because I don't want pink glitter on my under eyes, or really anywhere on my face. So, I mean, if you have this and you have a purpose for it and you know how to use it, please tell me, because I am so puzzled. So puzzled. Let's move away from glitter for a second. I do have more glittery stuff to tell you about, but we'll move away from it for a second. I've got two products from Gosh. And again, Gosh is a brand that I really love. I really love their lip products. And this actually is quite a nice foundation. If you have oily skin and you're looking for something matte that's going to last, this Gosh Exceptional Wear is really good. And I actually really liked the finish on my skin. I really liked the way it looked. And I was using this when my skin was a bit more oily. It's gone a bit drier now, but just because of changes in medications. But when I was having some oilier skin problems and I was using this, I really liked the way it finished. And again, the problem was it made me break out. So I only used it a couple of times because it definitely, like, it was almost, you know, immediate, you know, it was literally the next day. I was like, what is going on? And there is something in this. It's always really hard to pinpoint exactly what is in something that makes you break out. There are a few ingredients that I definitely know that I can't have. Exactly what it is in this, I'm not sure, but me and my skin did not like this product. And the other product I have is a Gosh BB cream. This just blends out into nothing. You might as well have put nothing on your skin. I'm more used to buying Korean BB creams, which are definitely heavier in coverage. They're not heavy coverage, obviously, but they give you a solid, light to even sometimes medium coverage. And this, it says foundation, primer and moisturiser all in one. Well, maybe it's a primer and moisturiser all in one, but it is not a foundation. It looks like there's nothing on your skin, so it's just not worth it as a makeup product. A lipstick now I have from the Body Shop, and you can see I've not really used this very much. This is, what range is this? Colour Crush. This is 215. The colour is perfectly nice. The problem I have with this formula is it's almost too hydrating, as in it's so hydrating and so slippery that you cannot get the pigment to evenly apply on the lips because it moves around too much. There's not enough pigment in the actual hydrating formula and it goes weirdly patchy. Now, patchiness is often something I associate with a formula being too dry, but with this one it's that it's too hydrating. And I don't know if it will work well on my hand or if it only works. No, on my hand it looks perfectly lovely. But when I've applied this to the lips and I've tried to, you know, my lips together, then you move it and then you have patches. And if you're never gonna like move your mouth or have your lips touch each other, if you were literally gonna apply it and then walk around like this, you'd probably be fine. But I just find that as soon as I do anything with my mouth, it moves, it goes patchy, it goes streaky, and I've not found a way of fixing that. Back to something glittery now. This is a bronzing and illuminating compact from C.Y.O, and again the problem here is glitter. The matte shade in the middle is perfectly nice. I actually really like a matte shade, a matte bronzer, and this is perfectly fine. The powder is very soft, and I actually like the colour of this central product. It's kind of a hybridy colour again that you could use for contouring as well as bronzing. It's got a slightly cooler undertone. My problem is these two sections on the side. This is meant to be a highlight. First of all, it's not actually light enough for me, but it's also, again, sort of glittery, but not glittery enough so that it doesn't appear as a sheen, it appears as dispersed glitter. And this bronzing shade also has glitter in it. Again, the powders, I don't know if you can see me rubbing this, the powders are a really nice texture. They're so soft. But this, again, contains some glitter that, again, it's hard to show you these kind of faint glitterinesses on camera on my hand. But it puts an amount of glitter on my face that is just, it picks up and it just looks like I've managed to sort of go and spray something glittery all over myself. And I can't get in with a brush into just one shade. I mean, really, I shouldn't have bought it because I'm generally not a fan of when multiple things like this are in the same palette and then you're trying to maybe get one and not the others and you can't because the thing isn't big enough and your brush is too big. I mean, so that's probably my fault for purchasing something in a format that I'm generally not a particularly big fan of, but I thought I'd try it. I think it was when C.Y.O was 3 for 2 and I got one of those pigments. I say eye pigments, I think they're just called pigments as in like you're meant to be able to use them for anything, but I use them for the eyes like a liquid eyeshadow, and those are really nice. And I also bought this contour stick which I wish I could get on with, but this just didn't win me over really. Some more glitter. This is Pearl Lights by Makeup Revolution. My main problem with this is a stupid way to package a highlight. It doesn't work. It just doesn't work as a way of packaging. You get a ton of product in here. It's cheap, you get a ton of product. The actual highlight is, for me, a bit too gold, but if you had a deeper skin tone, you would get on fine with the colour. It's just that this is a terrible way of packaging it. If it had, like a lot of loose powders do, a proper sifter in the top and then, you know, something that came up around the sides here, you know, it wasn't just flat with holes in it. I mean, it needs a proper sifter on the top of it. Even if you just gently try and tap a bit into the lid and then use it from that, you get way too much highlight. You don't need that much for highlight. It's a very intensely pigmented product and you just don't want that much of it. And getting a tiny bit out of here is a nightmare, and I have poured highlight all over the place multiple times and eventually I just gave up because it is too frustrating to use. I'm trying to find a bare piece of hand now to put this on, but the actual highlight itself, if I just blend this into my wrist here, is perfectly nice. It's just the packaging makes it not worth my time. A highlight now, another Revolution product, is this liquid highlight. Now I'm pretty sure these are supposed to act as a dupe, but they don't. They're supposed to be a Cover FX custom enhancer drops, I think, dupe. They have the same kind of packaging, the same kind of consistency. The problem with these is they're just not as pigmented. As you probably know, the Cover FX drops are super pigmented. And this, again, when you blend it out, you see noticeable glitter instead of sheen. And okay, you're probably noticing a theme here. I don't like it when it's glittery. I love highlight, I love glow, I love sheen. I don't like it when there's separate chunks of glitter that I can see on my face. 2 products left. This is a blush from The Body Shop. Again, The Body Shop, a brand that I really love, I'm a big fan of. But this, I mean, it's a sort of cream, it's a cream blush, but it's not really a cream. It's a weird, whipped kind of moussey texture. And I will try and blend some onto my wrist to show you what the problem with this is. First of all, the texture's weird, it's very odd. If you try and blend this, you get it so patchy. Like, I have tried multiple ways with this, with sponges, with brushes, with my hands. I've tried it on sort of almost no makeup days where I have no foundation on. I've tried it over foundation, and no matter what I try and do with this, it ends up really, really patchy. I mean, there's something weird about the formula where it just, I mean, I've tried to rub it to make it not patchy, and now you can barely see it anymore. Also, if you rub it too much, you get kind of weird little, can you see this kind of peeling that's going on? I mean, I obviously had nothing on my wrist. No makeup, no moisturiser. It's just, oh, now it's going really bad. You see? It's just a weird formula. I've tried it many ways and I can't get on with it. And say hi to Mum. Come here. Hello. Me and Mum did makeovers the other day, so I can put a picture up. Or maybe we can do it again and film it.
I think we should.
Maybe I'll do a different look on you if we film it. I'll do a more daytime look because it was quite vampy, and could do something maybe.
I rather liked it.
Could do something maybe peachy, oranges. Anyway, yeah, this. It's just I mean, I have Body Shop foundation, I have Body Shop eyeliner, I have other Body Shop things, and this just. I mean, I also have other Body Shop lipsticks, I should say. I have other lipsticks that aren't this formula that I do like. I'm not trying to slate any brands here. There's just a few things. And literally from all these brands, I have products that I love, and these are just ones that I didn't get on with. Finally, the Lasting Perfection Colour Correction Concealer in Lemon. Again, the original colour correction, the original collection Lasting Perfection Concealer is a great concealer. If you're looking for an affordable concealer at the drugstore, the collection Lasting Perfection concealers are excellent. They offer really nice coverage, and they're super, super affordable. They brought out several colour correcting ones to add to the range when colour correcting became kind of more of a popular thing. The problem with this is not the consistency, because again, the consistency is very similar to the original concealers, which are great. It's the colour. It's too pale and not yellow enough to be, in my opinion, a colour correcting concealer. Now, if you are someone who is super, super pale, but with a yellow undertone, you might like this concealer just, you know, for your face in general as a concealer, because if you can see the colour of that, that is not particularly yellow. So for me, this just did not work as a colour corrector because of the tone. It's just sort of in between. It's in between the shade of a normal everyday concealer and the shade of the colour corrector. In my opinion, it isn't really falling into a colour corrector or a regular concealer shade sort of category. It just is a weird mixture. And I couldn't find much use for it because of the colour of it. And that is everything. I can stop hanging on to all these now because they've just been sitting in this box waiting for me to film this video. And now I no longer have to hold on to them. Although I may, just in case anyone tells me or I find anything on the internet about how people use this, because I figure this product has been around for a long time and it must have a purpose. It must have a purpose, and I don't know what it is. Yeah, apart from that, these are all gonna go, or, you know, go to other people who have different skin types or different desires from their makeup, who may actually enjoy them, because like I said, makeup is super personal. Obviously, the products that break me out, that skin type, is super personal. I'm just putting it out there that if you're like me and you have acne prone skin, some of these products might not agree with you. Okay, so that's everything. Thank you for watching today's video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.